Are you there? Baby, are you there? Right on this. Me girl, I've been looking for you in the ends. It's a real thing, me not pretend. Steady with me round.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is debbyoje. If you're new and you haven't seen any of my old videos, please click on the videos down below to watch. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming again. Today I have a video for you on how to highlight and contour for round shaped faces. I realized that everyone highlights and contours the same way one day when I was going out with my friends and we're all getting dressed, and it just came to me and I was just wondering, like, why would we all highlight and contour the same way if we all have different face shapes? I realized that a lot of people don't know the face shape they have. They don't know how to highlight and contour correctly to fit their face shape. But if you want to learn how to highlight and contour correctly for your face shape, please leave a comment down below and thumbs up this video so I can do other videos on other face shapes with models and teach you guys how to highlight and contour. But today is all about the round face shaped girls, and I'm just going to be showing you in this short video. Actually, I don't think it's really short, but I'm going to be showing you guys in this video how to highlight and contour for your face shape. Thank you very much for stopping to watch this video, and I can't wait to catch you guys in my next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment on this video. I love you, and I can't. So basically my face is round, which means that the length of my face from top to bottom is the same size as the width of my face, so it's the same measurements. I think my face borders between being oval and round because when I'm skinny it becomes a bit thinner on the side, but when I gain weight I get a bit chubbier in my cheeks, and so it comes down to the same length as you can see. Some people have heart-shaped faces, which means that they are a bit wider here than here. Some people have square faces, which means that their face is a bit more compressed. Some people have oval faces and some people have round faces. There's a regular way that everyone is taught to highlight and contour, and I'll insert a picture for you guys to see. I think that works better for people with oval faces or square faces than people with round faces or heart-shaped faces, because for me, highlight and contour is about adding light and shadows to your face. So if you're a bit chubbier and you have cheeks, I would want to conceal that so my face can have a bit more dimension. So I wouldn't want to emphasize my cheeks being up if I have a round face. Basically, that's how it works for me. That being said, I believe that highlighting and contouring and makeup generally has no rules. So if you do prefer to highlight and contour the way everyone else highlights and contours, that's fine. Do you. If it works for you, be happy about it. As long as you look nice and you think you look nice, that's fine. No one can tell you what to do with your face and what not to do with your face. But this is just the way I like to do it, and these are a few tips and tricks I've learned. I did not invent this highlighting and contouring routine. People have done it in the past, but this is just what I've learned to do, and this is how I've learned to highlight and contour my face, and this is how I've learned to give my face dimension, and it works for me. So if you want to try it, that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. I just hope you learned something from this video. We're going to go straight into it. I usually advise people to use a light concealer when they want to highlight rather than a thicker one, because it's more blendable and it helps your highlight to look seamless. Like, it doesn't look like you packed product on your face. Basically, there are all forms of highlighters. It just depends on what you like and what works for you, and that's what you should use. Today I'm going to be using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and mine is in the shade Amande. So basically, to highlight, I'm going to just take my highlighter and make a thin line going from the inner corner of my eye rather, and I'm just going to take that up here in a V shape, and I'm not going to stretch it to the side too much because I don't want my face to look wider. I want it to look thinner, so I'm not going to stretch it to the side too much. I'm just going to let it end where my eyebrow ends, basically. And I'm going to do that at the other side of my face. I'm going to highlight the high points of my nose. I'm going to highlight my chin here and here. I think I have a pretty normal forehead area size thing, so I can get away with highlighting my forehead. If you have a bigger forehead, I do advise you highlight your forehead because it will only emphasize that and make it look bigger than it is. So because my forehead is not that big, I can actually highlight it. And basically what I'm just doing here is just putting my concealer on the parts of my face where I want the light to hit, which is my T-zone and here. And I'm just going to, with a damp beauty blender, be blending this out. And when I'm blending it, I'm not going to be carrying the concealer. I'm just going to be stippling it in to that part of the face where I have put it. When I'm done highlighting, I'm going to try to contour. And for contour, you just basically use a darker concealer than your skin tone. Remember that if you're highlighting, you're using a lighter concealer. I'm using the Black Opal Stick Foundation in Walnut. And basically, you're just trying to sculpt your face to give your face a bit more dimension than you usually have. Because with highlighter, the places you highlight on your face come forward and the places you contour go backwards. So if you've made certain parts of your face come forward, you have to make certain parts of your face go backwards so it looks like it has a defined shape. So basically, I'm just going to be dotting the contour stick on my face because I don't want to have too much product. I'm going to bring it down here, just like that. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Then I'm going to take it on my jawline, contour my jawline, and take it back upwards to meet that first line there. So I basically made a box on my cheek. I'm going to do the same thing at this side. Take it back upwards to meet this line here. To contour my nose, I'll take the foundation and just make a line going down the bridge of my nose from the inner corner of my eye socket. I just did that on the other side as well, and I'm going to close it up here in a V. Usually I would contour the perimeter of my hairline, but I don't think I need to contour the perimeter of my hairline because my forehead is not that big. If you have a bigger forehead, you might want to contour the perimeter of your hairline, but bear in mind that if you have a round face and you contour the top of your head, you're basically scrunching your head down. So you're making your head look like a box. So instead of contouring that, I'll contour the edges of my hairline to give it a bit more dimension. So I'm contouring from my eyebrow outwards to the edge of my hairline. Contouring from the beginning of my eyebrow outwards to the edge of my hairline. So now that we're done with that, we're going to take our damp beauty blender and blend again. But bear in mind that this time we're blending the contour downwards and not upwards. And we're just stamping and rolling that into the skin rather than moving the product around. For the head, blend into the hairline so that it gives you a seamless finish. And then I'm just going to, usually I'll use my finger to blend the contour on my nose. You can use your finger, you can use a beauty blender. If you're trying not to carry the product, it's better for you to use your finger because your finger is a bit more precise than a beauty blender. So your finger will not carry the product the way a beauty blender would. You can now see that my face is getting a bit more dimension. It is looking straighter, it is looking sharper. To clean up that part of the face where we have contoured, we're going to go back in with our highlighter. And basically what we're going to do with this is put the highlighter in between the box that we contoured here to clean it up. So I'm just going to dot my highlighter into the box like that. And I let my concealer sit for a few minutes so it can give me a fuller coverage, and then I'll go in and blend that highlighter again. To set all those areas where I put the lighter concealer, I'm going to be using my Sacha Buttercup setting powder. I'm going to just tap it into the skin. I usually don't bake this because I just don't like the effect that baking gives underneath my eyes. So I don't bake under my eyes. Just set all the highlighted areas. Don't forget the middle of the forehead. And now I'm just going to put it underneath that part where we contoured but for that area I'm going to bake because I want that to be neat and seamless. I'm going to actually use a beauty blender to put the product there because I feel like it puts it in neater. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to go on to finish the rest of my eye makeup. You can do any other thing you haven't done at that point in time while you're waiting for this to bake. So now I'm back, guys, and this powder has sat for a long time, and I'm just going to dust that off. And now that part of my face has a lighter color, and that's just going to guide my powder contour. I usually use my Covergirl Queen bronzer in Ebony bronze, but that's just a bronzer, and a bronzer is to bring warmth to your face. A bronzer is to bring more color, especially for deeper skin tones. A bronzer just makes you look like you've been out in the sun. It gives your face a wash of warm colors, while a contour powder gives you shape and it gives you dimension. So they're two different things entirely. Today I'll be using the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette to contour, and I'll be using my Covergirl Queen Ebony bronzer to bronze. I usually bronze before I contour, so I'm just going to take some of that powder in my brush, and I'm just going to put it in that area where I contour, just to make my face warm. After bronzing my face, I'm going to go in with my NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette, and I'm going to just be taking the darkest shade, darkest contour powder from here, and I'm going to use that to set my contour just the way I set my highlight. Same thing, there's no difference. So I'm going to stipple that in on top of my bronzer at the side of my cheeks where I contoured. I'm just going to make sure I'm blending towards my hairline. As I said before, blend towards your hairline. And then I'm going to take a smaller blending brush. And I'm going to contour the edges of my nose as well. I'm just going to take a different blending brush and blend all that together to make sure that all the colors are going in my face seamlessly and there are no harsh lines. You can't see the transition lines from highlight to contour on any part of my face. And you have to be really patient with this because blending really takes a while, and if you're not patient with blending, you won't get the right transition you want and your makeup will look patchy. So you have to always be patient with blending. Blend in circular motions, take your time, pay attention to your skin, look at the parts of your face where you can see your harsh lines and focus on those. That is basically it for highlights and contouring for a round face. You can now see that my features are a bit more relaxed than they were before. My face has dimension, there's shape, it's sculpted. So now that I'm done blending and I've looked closely in my mirror and I cannot see any mistakes on my face.
You know I've been calling, you don't wanna answer me. Baby, I've been calling, you don't wanna answer me. Yeah, baby, I've been calling.